Omicron COVID variant was in Europe before South African scientists detected and flagged it to the world.
Here's a summary of the article.
Dutch health authorities announced on Tuesday that they found the new Omicron variant of the coronavirus in cases dating back as long as 11 days, indicating that it was already spreading in Western Europe before the first cases were identified in Southern Africa. In the coming period, various studies will be conducted into the distribution of the Omicron variant in the Netherlands, the institute said, noting that it would also re-examine more samples from previous COVID test results. Belgium and Germany have also said that sample tests confirm the variant was in those countries before South African health officials alerted the world on November 24 to its existence. South African scientists have been praised for first detecting the new variant and alerting global health authorities to it last week. Omicron has now spread to about 20 other countries, and amid mounting concern that it could be significantly easier to pass from person to person, and that it could have at least some resistance to current treatments and vaccines, many nations have imposed travel restrictions on passengers from southern African nations. South African politicians and scientists have said they feel as though they're being punished for their advanced COVID-19 screening program, which caught the variant and enabled other nations to respond quickly to it, but has resulted in the travel bans which largely target southern African nations. Japan and France confirmed their first cases of the new variant on Tuesday as countries around the world scrambled to close their doors, and scientists raced to test existing drugs against it.
This post received a score of 63,000, with an upvote ratio of 88%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
War on COVID over. COVID wins the Onion.
A South African friend of mine said, "SA is doing gene sequencing on their positive cases that other countries aren't, and they're being punished for it." When he put it like that, the actions of the international community really do kind of come off as a load of shit. They should be rewarded for helping find it, and be getting aid to combat it.
It's like blaming Spain for Spanish flu. Yeah, they publicized it to the world. No, they have not started it or spread it.
Greater than it's like blaming Spain for Spanish flu. Yeah, they publicized it to the world. No, they have not started it or spread it. Incidentally, in case anyone is curious, the major prevailing theory for the origin of Spanish flu was a pig farm somewhere in the rural USA.
Yeah, Kansas to be specific. The U.S. picked up on it early when it hit Fort Riley, a nearby Army base that was a major training and mustering center for the war, and it was then exported over to Europe in those troops. Then every major power in the war noticed it, but not one said anything because a war was happening. And it didn't get reported until it hit Spain, who was neutral, and they got hit bad after churches refused to close.
Churches refusing to close sounds depressingly familiar. Confused face.
Some things never change.
History repeats itself endlessly. We think we're special, but no, we're just normal humans doing the same old. Just fancy technology now, but I bet back then they thought they had such fancy tech too.
No doubt, having recently conquered powered flight amongst many other achievements.
Greater than South African politicians and scientists have said they feel as though they're being punished for their advanced COVID-19 screening program, which caught the variant and enabled other nations to respond quickly to it, but has resulted in the travel bans which largely target southern African nations. Whoever identifies a variant, they get the distinction of having it named after them, or did anyway, but this has been the case since the beginning, so they should have expected this. On the other hand, only 24% of South Africans have the vaccine, so countries have good reason to ban them instead of other places.
Greater than they get the distinction of having it named after them. This is no longer true, at least in any official capacity. WHO did away with that practice following MERS and swine flu, as it was largely viewed as disparaging and deceptive at best. The media will run with anything, but they should do away with the practice as well. It is difficult because explaining a new variant has been identified in X place quickly leads to laypeople saying, South African variant. Not a lot of people understand that SA has top-notch sequencing and are more likely to have things attributed to them.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.